Welcome. My name is Steve Zweiback, and today I would like to talk to you about the difference between management and group facilitation. Often leaders and facilitators and coaches have a little bit of confusion around this issue, and they try to resolve a lot of management issues inside of group process. And what I'd like to do is to talk to you about kind of the circumstances and conditions where you really should take certain kinds of issues offline and deal with them from a management standpoint rather than a group facilitation issue. There really are three different scenarios that I can think of right off the top of my head today that fall into this category of where they really should be handled as management issues. The first is when the issue is way too complex for the stage of group development of the particular team or group that you're working with. In the parlance of Ralph Stacey, that particular model, which you're seeing now on your screen, it would be in the area of chaos, where a group doesn't have enough agreement and they don't have enough confidence in the issue in which they can actually believe that they can resolve this issue successfully. Groups just tend to spin. And if you have a scenario like this, you really shouldn't try to handle this issue within a group facilitation process, because the group will just spin more and more and they'll feel more out of control of the issue. The second scenario would be an issue where, relative to the William Bridges model about change, and I already have a clip on the free resources page about change and transition on my website. This would be a case where people are really in the ending zone scenario of a particular issue, and you're trying to resolve this issue in a group process, but you're trying to deal directly with the issue. And what you really need to do is deal with that issue from a psychological standpoint and give the group some time to process the transition around the change that is occurring to them. Their feelings, their thoughts, how they're going to bring over great learnings from a prior scenario into a new changed situation. Too often a leader is just anxious to get on with the new work and ends up frustrating the group because they're really not ready to deal with that particular issue at that time yet. The third scenario is when, and it's the most common scenario, and it's probably the most frustrating scenario for leaders, facilitators, and groups themselves. That's a situation where you have a dominant individual in a group. That individual has lost credibility with the rest of the group, and you can tell that as a facilitator or any group member by the way the group responds when that dominant person talks. They tend to shift their gaze away from the person, or they roll their eyes, or they turn their bodies away from the person when they talk. In that particular situation, that person, what the group is telling you is that they've lost credibility. And definitely in that situation, the facilitator or leader really should spend some time with that particular issue, with that particular person outside of the group. Talk to them about the issue and see if you can resolve the issue on a one-to-one basis. And then bring the resolution of that issue back to the whole team. By continuing to focus on that issue with that particular dominant person in the group, the dominant person will lose more credibility, and more importantly, you as leader will lose credibility and permission with the entire team. So those are three scenarios that I can think about where really you should be handling the issue as a management issue, not as a group facilitation issue. If you'd like to learn more about this, I have more resources on my website, so please feel free to visit the website. And also I go into this in much greater depth in the full training program, and you can find more information about the training program on my website as well on the training page. Thanks for stopping by today. Take care. Bye now.